When we got there, we didn't know where we're going. They opened the door, he said, out, 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 fast. That was it. My childhood life was very pleasant. We were 8 siblings. I was the oldest. We had very nice parents, caring.
What was your dad like?
He was a religious guy, but didn't wear those special clothes, just regular clothes, but he studied a lot. And he went to shul every morning, sometimes in the evening too. My house was an apartment in the beginning, and it was, let me see, we had a porch, a long one, and the door opened to the kitchen, and from the kitchen we had family room where we had the dinners and all that, and the holidays. And behind them was the bedrooms, and the bathroom was from the kitchen, and there it was where we kept the grocery, and not cucumbers, but the sour pickles in those big jars, and extra food we kept over there. And we had an ice box there to keep the meat fresh. This was in my grandmother's house because we lived with her. She shouldn't be alone. She was a very smart woman. She actually spoke 3 languages, and she read them too. And she loved to read. Me too. And she knew her business, and she was the head of it. And the kids, her children respected her, and of course the grandchildren. And Saturdays afternoon, most of them came to visit her. In the summer, we were sitting in the yard, and in the other times inside. And I don't know, sometimes they sent us out, the children. I don't know what kind of secret they were talking about, but they told us to go out from the room. And we didn't feel bad about it because we knew they had something special to discuss.
What was her store like?
The store was very neat. She was a very neat and clean woman. And the store had a lot of different things. In those, the nut bag you call it, how do you call it, for material. But they had the flowers, rice, barley, things like that, which needed a lot of space. And it had like not closet really, because it was open, but the bags were in there. A sack place like. We had to clean up certain places, and I happened to clean up already the candies. I didn't eat them. But then I had to clean the drawer and everything where the chocolate was, and instead of that I just ate them. I didn't realize how much I ate, and that was the only time I didn't do it again. Believe me. We had one dog, the whole family had a big dog, a sheepdog, Marcy, and he had a house under the walnut tree in the yard. Had his little dog house, not little because he was big, dog house. In the winter, when it was snow and all that, he slept in the basement because it was too cold down in our place. And anyway, he just we couldn't leave him alone in the dog house. And many times he liked to run away. He dug himself out from under the door, and he managed to go to the back door from the garden, and he dug again and went out. And the last time he ran out, we didn't find him anymore. Besides that, after that came the war, we just didn't know what happened to him no more. We never had him. He was a completely white dog, sheep dog. And my aunt loved him so much when she used to travel, and When she came home, she always hugged him and brushed him and whatever. He was, we liked him. We treated him human, I don't know how, humanly or animally. We played a lot of ball and a lot of jump rope and a lot of things which you throw into the little hole, the marbles. And most of the time the boys gained all the marbles and we had none. And their pockets were bulging with our marbles. And sometimes we had to play goalie for the boys when they played football. And we had to, I don't know exactly what we had to do, but I know we had to stay in the back and watch the ball, which way it went or something. I don't know, but we played anybody who lived in the yard. There were about 6 families, and each of them had children. And the parents opened the door, let's say, when we didn't have school, and said, go out to play. And that's what we did in the yard, jump rope, ball, playing grocery store, and different things like that. We made our things to sell ourselves. From the white stone we made salt or sugar, from the black one was pepper and things like that. We had to use our imagination. Oh, in the winter we liked the snow and made snowballs and threw at each other. I didn't have money for ice skates. But then later on we had one pair, so we had to share it. So we did a little ice skating, yes.
How close was your family growing up?
We were very close. We were 8 children and our parents. And when we got a little bigger, we helped out in the store and helped out with the younger siblings and made sure that we were going to school. That's what made sure, and did our homework. In that case, our parents were demanding that they do the right thing, and we did.
How did you go to school?
Walking. It's about a half an hour it took us to get to school from our house, because we had to also cross the bridge. You had to go by the bridge. The winter was a little harder because it was slippery with the ice, but we did it. We had to do it. And we had a bag which we had to carry on our back like backpack, a different shape. And that's how we went to school. And then we had to read a book and had the homework done. I went to school with my cousin Aggie. We were the same age in the same class. And my sister Avi and Bergie, they were the same age, so they went the two and we two, and that's how we walked to school. No, we didn't have to walk in pairs, but we liked to, because we talked to each other on the way there. A day, they planned their outing to the park, then a big storm came. And there was a little bridge, wooden bridge, and we didn't know how to go across because some of the wooden pieces broke. So on each end the teacher stood, and we had to walk back home one by one, like the dogs. So one teacher was standing on one end, the other one on the other, and we walked in between, and they told us how to maneuver. And that's what we did, and we got home, but all wet. I'll tell you how I remember when it happened that we found out that there were Nazis walking in a mill. And we had to pass that place. When we saw them coming, we used to warn the other person with a signal. We made up a signal that said, he's around, that you shouldn't walk or you shouldn't say something. And that's how we tried to watch, but it didn't work because after a while they took us away and hardly anyone came back.